Hey folks, I went to the Great Escape today. They had a sidewalk sale, 50 cents for records and CDs, so I bought a load of them. And so, in order to get through all this, this first video is going to be, I think, kind of blues, jazz, and then rock and pop. And then the next one should be kind of weird stuff, country and Christian gospel. Shall we get started, Jake? How about it, Aretha? You ready to go? Let's do this. All right, first up, Maria Muldaur, kind of a New Orleans jazz blues singer. This is a waitress in a donut shop. And great singer. It's on Reprise. Then kind of sticking in the New Orleans type blues, Leon and Mary Russell, the wedding album. And I listened to a little bit of this online, and at first thought maybe it's going to be a little too soft. It's on Paradise Records. Well, let's see if I can let you see that label a little bit. It's kind of a cool label. So I kind of thought it would be a little too laid back, so I skipped ahead a little bit, and I heard some guitar parts that sounded pretty interesting. So I now have renewed hope for that. Now I will say, I tried to look at vinyl condition as much as I could, so I didn't like to get something totally roached. And I don't think I did, but until I clean these up and play them, it's hard to say what's good and what's not. David Bromberg Band. This is Midnight on the Water. Cover looks pretty rough, but I thought the vinyl looked all right on Columbia. And I think this is going to be rock with horns, because maybe something Chicago-like. I don't know. But I saw the horns, thought jazz immediately. Then I listened to a couple of clips briefly, and it seemed like it was more rock. Also found their album, Bandit in a Bathing Suit. And that was the picture where I thought, oh, this could have possibilities one way or another. So, yeah, Bandit in a Bathing Suit, David Bromberg Band. So that's two of theirs. Then I picked up this album, Native Son. This looks to be some sort of Asian band with the type of names, and I'm not about to try to pronounce them. Native Son. I think it's some kind of instrumental jazz, maybe a fusion. Not sure. But I tend to experiment a little bit when I can get stuff as cheap as that. So then I picked up Running Laws, Mr. Nice Guy. Guy told me I picked it up because the guy next to me said, "Hey, he's really good, sax player." So I tried to get a scoop on whether he was more smooth jazz or real jazz, but I don't know. So we'll give him a whirl. Ronnie Laws, Mr. Nice Guy. This one I'm praying is good. It's on RCA, and it is Bing with a Beat, Bing Crosby, and Bob Scobie's Francisco Jazz Band. I want this to be good so bad. Then I picked up, this is a little bit more, probably a little bit more smooth than the way I like my jazz, but still, I like these guys. Dave Grusin and the New York LA Dream Band. Guys like Lee Ritenour, George Young, Eric Gale, Dave Grusin, Don Grusin, Steve Gadd. This I'll have to look for the missing disc. It's I didn't realize it's missing one. It's Keith Jarrett solo concerts. It's a box. It's got, looks like it's got a booklet, but it's missing one of the albums, and I'll try to see if I can scare up one of the albums. The box is kind of beat up too, but that's all right. 50 cents. Then I want these next two to be good because I'm a huge Nat King Cole fan. Thank You, Pretty Baby. Probably my favorite of the crooners. Though I do like a lot of the crooners. Tony Bennett's awesome. Yeah. So Nat King Cole, The Very Thought of You. Looking forward to that. And it looks like they've I'm not seeing a whole bunch of marks. Capitol Records. Alright, now this compilation kind of grabbed my attention. It's vintage rock. And it has, let's see here, Edgar Winter Group, Deep Purple, The Byrds, Free, Mountain, Santana, Steppenwolf, Procol Harum, Jethro Tull, Jefferson Airplane, Spencer Davis Group, Eric Burden and the Animals, Grand Funk. I know Grand Funk, but there's a lot of bands on here I don't know very well. Not from an era that I'm really familiar with, so I'm pretty excited to pick this up on K-Tel, of course. Doesn't K-Tel make the best compilation albums? Poco, Head Over Heels. I don't believe. Now, I'm usually more interested in the Richie Furay Poco, but and I don't believe he's on this one. But I'll take Poco in a 50 cent bin anytime, any combination. Okay, next up, Procol Harum live in concert with Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Is this Psych? Am I getting into Psych? I've just seen this band shown in the VC, and I watch some of the Psych channels, even though I don't really know a whole lot about it. So we'll give it a whirl. If somebody knows something about this band, tell me about them. A&M Records. This band could be a pretty good rocker. It's Crawler. Never heard of them. Thought the snake on the cover looked really cool. Thought, yeah, I'm going to take a chance on it. So, anybody know anything about Crawler? I listened to a couple cuts. It sounded like they had some guitars going. This one, I heard a couple clips. I know nothing about this group, but boy, I tell you what, this album may have promise. You know, China Sky. That cover grabbed my attention. I thought, what? Maybe I should check this out. Then I flipped it over. Look at those guys. And I thought, yeah, gotta grab that. That's coming home with me. Because those guys look like they know how to rock and roll. And I listened to a couple clips and I think I'm right. I think let's see. Ron Perry, Richard Smith, and Bobby Ingram, never heard of any of them. But they look like they can either rock and roll or they'd make an awesome tag team. 80s tag team. Let's see. Yeah, I know there were three of them. Freebird rules. Come on. Next up, Simon Garfunkel in Central Park. A little surprised to see this there. I guess the cover is a little beat. The album, it looks like it's got possibilities. So, Simon Garfunkel, concert in Central Park. Um, Neil Diamond Serenade. It is, I thought it was a gatefold. Guess not. And I went on, I found a couple others too. Neil Diamond, Taproot manuscript. This is a gatefold with nothing in it. That may be the most boring gatefold I've ever seen in my entire life. Are you supposed to draw your own? If so, maybe I can send it to Andy Borders and have him do something in there for me. And finally, on Neil Diamond, I found a copy of The Jazz Singer. So, and again, the vinyl to me looked pretty good. Capitol Records. Next up, Jethro Tull. I still haven't played the other Jethro Tull with, what was that, War Child or something like that. So I still don't really know this band, but they're so famous. I feel like I should try to pick up some of their stuff when I can and get to know who they are. What's this? Cover kind of looks damaged on the inside, but oh well. It's got, oh, that's a little, looks like some kind of little book. Looks like there's been some water damage. Don't know what to make of that. Okay, this one I picked up because I saw. Oh, really? I can't believe I'm blanking on his name now. It's right there. It's right there. And I'm not shooting this over. I got to come up with it real quick. Quick. Aretha, whisper, VC member showing this. Who was it? Jeff Kempen. You're right. Jeff Kempen. So he was showing this and talking about Baker Street. And so I grabbed it. And then when I got home, I put on Baker Street and I thought, oh, yeah, I know that song. Now, is it just me, or does every time I look at that cover, I think of Eric Church? I don't know. Anyway, Natalie Cole. Had her father earlier. Got some I Love You So, Natalie Cole. Then this, I've seen Andy Borders show this band. I think it might be a psych band. I don't know. The first one I got, let's show this one first. Steel Eye Span. This is on Chrysalis. Gatefold. When I saw it, I think I can clean that up. And then Steel Eye Span. Storm Force 10. Steel Eye Span, Storm Force 10. I am trying to motor through this, so you'll have to excuse me if I'm stumbling over myself on Chrysalis. All right. So, I'm a teenager from the 80s, so, I know some Sheena Easton, and so I'll grab this. I don't know if I know this album or not. It is a gold stamp promo on EMI. See the gold stamp up here. course, soundtrack featuring Phil Collins, Against All Odds. Who else is on here? Big Country, Mike Rutherford, Peter Gabriel, Larry Carlton. There's more on here than I know. So, Against All Odds soundtrack. Speaking of Mike Rutherford, here is Acting Very Strange. Kind of a cool cover. On Atlantic. Neal Schon and Jan Hammer. And I've got one over there by these two. I can't remember if it's this one or something else. I guess if I've got it, it'll be going out. But, yeah. 50 cents, I wasn't going to let something with Neal Schon get by me. Journey guitarist. Kenny Loggins. This is Keep the Fire. It's got... Why did I keep this? This Is It. Do I know that song? I don't know. Kenny Loggins, worth a shot. Of course, John Waite, No Brakes. Not sure what's on this, but I like John Waite. So it's got, yeah, it's got Missing You on it. Great 80s song. And then finally, if this plays, this may be one of the big scores on Arista. It is Mr. Big. And I'm not too familiar with this album. I've got 2 CDs. It's not this one. What is that? There's some girl in the bushes. And a bunch of guys with no shirts. But, yeah, Mr. Big. So that is the first stack. And I did pretty good. 17 minutes. So I'm going to run. And I will be back with more records. See you in a few.